not talking pothole construction. They never fix those. I'm talking burrito urge. Beans, cheese, chili, guacamole, and anything else you can pack into a tortilla before stuff falls over the edges onto my bobbly-headed dashboard dog. Moments later, I fulfilled my brazen hunger with those Taco Bell burritos. And with hot sauce dripping down my chin, I realized I was eating the dream.
The Lexus LS custom-tailored lease is so inspiring, so uplifting, so profound. Our lawyers were moved to write this heroic epic commemorating it. The Lexus LS is only $599 a month. Lease one at Fresno Lexus today.
Mele Kalikimaka. Happy holidays from Channel 30. ABC Sports. The Colorado Buffaloes and Fresno State Bulldogs have journeyed to Oahu, Hawaiian for the gathering place. The Hawaiian Islands are the product of Mother Nature's unyielding forces some 25 million years ago. The Hawaiian war chant and its rhythmic beat echo the tradition and spirit of proud and native warriors. The goal is to capture that dauntless spirit. Today, Colorado and Fresno State will pierce the peaceful Pacific sunrise in the Jeep Eagle Aloha Bowl. ABC Sports College Football is proud to present the 1993 Jeep Eagle Aloha Bowl, featuring the Fresno State Bulldogs from the Western Athletic Conference and the Colorado Buffaloes out of the Big 8 Conference. And, hey, Santa Claus got delayed by a snowstorm somewhere over Canada, but he has finally made it to the shores of Waikiki Beach. Aloha from Aloha Stadium. We're glad that you dropped in to share your Christmas Day with us, Hawaiian style. Hello, everybody. I'm Mark Jones in the house, along with Tim Brandt. From all of us here at ABC to all of you at home, Mele Kalikimaka. It means Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year as well.
This is fun, isn't it?
Gotta love this. Tim, Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, Mark.
Tim, let's start off with Fresno State in this ball game. They come in with a record of 8-3, and this is their chance to steal the national spotlight just a bit.
Yeah, I believe that, Mark. Fresno State does come in as a heavy underdog. As a matter of fact, this is a very quick team, and the 3 losses were by a total of 9 points. Cannot be underestimated. FSU is coached by Jim Sweeney. He is a big-time coach, and, folks, he has big-time talent. Like quarterback Trent Dilfer, a strong-arm guy who has now thrown 271 straight passes without an interception. Now, Dilfer is one of the best pro prospects in the nation. I think he's going to come out early and go to the NFL. He also has a great receiving core, the best in the West. He'll complete those passes to 7 or 8 different guys, including this one, Ron Rivers' tailback. Rivers ran for over 1,400 yards this year.
The Colorado team, meanwhile, on the other side of the ball, coming in with a record of 7-3-1. A bit of a disappointing season for them, but they feel they have something to prove today.
Well, if you look at their record, though, those 3 losses were all by less than 7 points each. Now, this is a strong ball club. The Buffaloes are coached by Bill McCartney. He's the winningest coach in school history there. He, too, has an outstanding quarterback. The guy's name, Cordell Stewart. Stewart has produced nearly 4,000 yards of offense at CU. Colorado's 15-3-1 with Cordell Stewart as the starter. But Colorado is a better balanced team this year. They run, they pass. I think the key for FSU is containment. You can see here by this video, he has quick feet and that escapability. The #1 receiver, Charles Johnson, all-purpose guy, All-American, led the Big 8, was 6th in the nation in receiving. But the most impressive aspect of his game, he picks up 20 yards every time he touches the football. Now, there have been some problems with Colorado. Suspended players. Dwayne Davis got into a fight against Iowa State in the finale of the season. He was suspended. Dennis Collier, another defensive back, he returned late from Thanksgiving. He's not here. Greg Lindsey's not here. So the defense is a little bit suspect, and that's going against Trent Dilfer.
And those players missing out on some fantastic weather, although there are some clouds that have just rolled in. In Boulder, it's 50. In Fresno, just 34. We'll be back with the kickoff in a minute, but first, some words from the governor.
Merry Christmas and aloha. I'm Governor John Waihee, and I have the pleasure on behalf of the people of Hawaii of extending our warmest holiday greetings to all of you. we are delighted that ABC Sports is telecasting this 12th annual Jeep Eagle Aloha Bowl. As you join family and friends to watch the hard-hitting Colorado team take on the Bulldogs of Fresno State, know that we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Or as we say in Hawaii, Mele Kalikimaka and Hau'ole Makahiki Ho.
Tom O'Keefe is in the grip of a really tough cold, but he's about to break free with an effervescent rush of relief. Alka-Seltzer Plus cold medicine. Pills take time to dissolve, but Alka-Seltzer Plus is ready the moment you take it, rushing powerful medicines to soothe your aches, relieve your runny nose, free your breathing. Nothing rushes relief like Alka-Seltzer Plus.
Every day, we all find a way. A promise made, a promise kept, giving it our best.
Napa, we're the most complete source for auto parts, and all Napa parts are backed by a nationwide warranty program. No wonder more Americans trust Napa to keep their vehicles running.
We keep America running. We keep America running.
ABC Sports coverage of the 1993 Jeep Eagle Aloha Bowl. Brought to you by Jeep and Eagle, a division of the Chrysler Corporation. Dollar Rent-A-Car, right on the airport, right on the money. Sheraton Hotels in Waikiki, in celebration of Aloha. And State Farm Insurance, like a good neighbor. State Farm is there.
Nobody, I mean nobody, works harder than St. Nick on this day. Santa Claus dropping in with a game ball now.
Ho, ho, ho!
St. Nick working tirelessly.
Oh, dear, dear, dear.
All right, now another member of our broadcast crew with a story on the game ball. Jackaroo. Jack, what's up?
Well, Mark, Santa may have the game ball now, but the game ball for this year's Jeep Eagle Aloha Bowl made its way first from California in a very unusual way here to Honolulu, Hawaii. It all started with a series of volunteers who rode their bicycles with the ball strapped to the front handlebars. They traversed 14 states, over 4,000 miles, trying to raise awareness and funds for Special Olympics. They stopped at over 280 cities, and it all culminated in Orlando, Florida, when Eunice Kennedy Shriver and her husband, Sergeant Shriver, signed the game ball for the 25th anniversary of the Special Olympics, and now Santa Claus brings the ball here to Honolulu and Aloha Stadium. Let's go back up to you.
An absolutely perfect landing by St. Nick, too. Did you see that, Tim? Did not miss a step.
Got those quick feet, great escapability.
Santa Claus, a former DB, I think. So many good causes associated with this Jeep Eagle Aloha Bowl. We have an all Pac-10 officiating crew today, and the head referee is Pat Flood, and he is joined downstairs for the coin toss by Larry Ranka, the market plans manager of the Jeep Eagle division of the Chrysler Corporation.
We've got Larry Ranka here who's going to toss the coin. Who's going to call for Fresno? Captain Hartman, you call it while it's in the air. Go ahead. Tails. Tails, you call tails. It is tails. Fresno, you've won the toss. Take the ball. You want the ball. All right. We'll go with you defense. You guys will turn around this way, please. Fresno State will receive. Let's go, guys.
Okay, so Fresno State will receive the opening kickoff. Tim, this game important for varying reasons for the respective teams.
Well, I think it's important for varying reasons, but I also think it's going to be a high-scoring game. One scores 40 points, the other scores over 30 points. That's Fresno State with the 40 points. And we caught up with both coaches out on the beach this week. We asked them what kind of game they expect.
What we have to do offensively is to establish some kind of running game to slow down the pass rush, which we know Colorado is going to be trying to put a tough rush on Dilfer. If we can run the football successfully, it's going to help our passing game a great deal. Defensively, I'm worried about their option game. With the quarterback, Stewart, being as great a runner he is, forces you to play an 8-man front and to get out of double coverage on those wide receivers. If you can't double cover them, it might be a long afternoon.
What we need to do on offense to win this game is score touchdowns, not field goals. When we get down there, we can't settle for 3. What we need to do on defense is, for 4 quarters, keep pressure on Dilfer. We can't let him stand there and throw the ball.
Fresno State against Colorado, 8-3 against 7-3-1. Getting set for the opening kickoff, Mark Jones along with Tim Brandt and Jack Arute. And Mitch Berger is teeing it up for Colorado. Berger, you can see wearing a protective unit on his right hand. He broke his thumb a couple of weeks ago and recently had that cast removed.
I think one of the big things here early is the fact that Fresno State has to be very confident. They're 0-2 against Big 8 teams at FSU.
They lost to Colorado in 1988 by a score of 45-3. Back deep, number 11, David Dunn for Fresno State. Remember, in last year's game, the opening kick was run back for a touchdown. Dunn, 3 yards deep. He's going to take it out. Dunn tries running it right up the middle, and he's tackled at the 17-yard line by the Buffaloes' Darrell Price, number 95. And here's a look at the quarterback, the guy we talked about in the opening. That rating is the 3rd highest all-time in NCAA history. Trent Dilfer, 6'5", 230 pounds. He's a big guy. He has to struggle to keep his weight down.
Well, he was struggling a little bit in warm-ups, too, Mark. I think the adrenaline flow was going, and they couldn't get his passes down. They were sailing on him.
A look at the backs and the receivers. Rivers, Mexico, Titus Winans, a dangerous receiver, along with Charlie Jones and David Dunn starting at tight end. They've been racked up at the tight end position.
Well, all their tight ends got hurt. Arnold, Koenig, Hall, they all got hurt, so now they moved Dunn into that spot.
Jim Sweeney, very innovative on offense, so he's making the necessary adjustments. Out of the shotgun on 1st and 10. Play action, Dunn complete over the middle for a first down at the 31-yard line. And Dunn excited about it, telling the Colorado players about it. A pickup of 13 yards and a first down. A look at the offensive line for Fresno State. Collins, Calderon, Jason James, Russ Hartman, and Kenny Hall. And look at those career starts.
Well, and that's important, too. This line has been together all year. You've got 3 seniors, 2 juniors. They play together. It's a balanced run and pass offense, and so they've got to be skilled, and they have been.
Dilfer connecting on his first pass.
And no tight end out of this formation.
They hand it off on first down. That's Ron Rivers, a 5'9", 195-pound senior for a gain of maybe 1, tackled by Sam Rogers. Let's meet this Colorado defensive front. They're a little shallow. They only brought along 5 defensive down linemen. Lavelle, Kerry Hicks, along with Darius Holland. The linebackers, Ron Woolford, all Big 8, Matt Russell, Ted Johnson, and Sam Rogers. In the secondary, Simmons and Enriquez on the corners, along with Wilkins and Hudson inside.
Told you about Dwayne Davis not being here. Collier's not here. And now we get word that Chris Hudson has the flu, so he's playing but not feeling well.
Second down, play action, Dilfer. Wide open to David Dunn at the 44-yard line. Another first down in his 2nd reception of the game. And another pickup of 13 yards. So Dilfer, Tim, on target early.
Well, he's showing a lot of touch. We talked about how he struggled in warm-ups. He evidently has just lightened things up. Watch him drop. He gets plenty of protection here. There's no question he's looking to the right side. But here comes his man now and clears. He's locked on him right away. Puts it up nicely, and Dunn, who's 6'3", has his advantage over the shorter defensive back there. Here's a junior college signee who was really added to this offense, Dunn.
Dunn came into the game with 21 receptions for 255 yards on the season. Rivers on the draw. He makes it up to the 45-yard line, tackled by Ted Johnson, the inside linebacker, a 6'4", 235-pound junior. We're looking at Jim Sweeney, the head coach, 5-1 in bowl games. I don't think I've met a coach that is more loved by his players, Tim.
Well, he keeps everybody so loose, but yesterday you could see a noticeable change. He was trying to get more serious, get all the players more focused in, and say, we've got a great opportunity here to get some national recognition for Fresno State. This is it. Let's get serious about it.
A gain of 1 on first down, setting up 2nd down and 9 for Fresno State. Just underway here in the first quarter of the Jeep Eagle Aloha Bowl. Dilfer to pass. Hits the out pattern, complete for the first down to number 6, Lee Harris.
Lee Harris, another one of those solid guys. He's a senior. They say he's probably the most solid of all the receivers. 31 catches. Watch his move now. He knows how to separate from the defender. Hits a nice move on Mitchell, goes by him, says, I'm even, I'm leaving. Now watch him go up for the ball. Mitchell's 5'10", Harris 6'2". He used that height advantage and made the catch. You know, his uncle Dale Morris, a former front office guy for the Washington Redskins. Now works for American Airlines.
Harris out of Fresno, California. One of the locals decided to stay home and happy about it, too. Dilfer 3 for 3. Total of 44 yards. Looking for 4 for 4. And he doesn't get it. Look for Dunn again, but he misinterpreted that one and fires incomplete. Bill McCartney in his 12th year as head coach. Just 1-6 in bowl games.
Oh, that's right. He has a national title in his pocket, so he won the big one. But he really has struggled in bowl games, and he's trying to change that.
3 Big 8 titles. Bill McCartney, a man of conviction.
You know, people look at this game, and they say, Colorado, Fresno State. Well, Colorado should win that game, just by name. Fresno State went into the bowl, and the same thing happened last year against Southern Cal. Fresno State beat them pretty well.
That's a fact not lost on the Colorado players. Dilfer is sacked, and the ball's loose.
That's a fumble.
Colorado says they have it. Chris Hudson ripped it away, and the Buffaloes have the ball at midfield. Chris Hudson made the recovery as well.
Yeah, they said Hudson wasn't feeling well. He had a fever when he woke up, but watch this. Dilfer drops, takes too much time. They come with a safety blitz from the outside. There's 47 Hudson. He not only strips it, but he gets down on it and recovers it. Pretty good battle down on the ground. Big-time play and turnover for Colorado.
Colorado, as we see right there, number 4 in the country in turnover margin. Fresno State on the other side, number 2. Cordell Stewart hands it off to Rashawn Salam on 1st and 10. Salam over the 50, down to the 47, tackled by Demetrius Edwards. Cordell Stewart is from Marrero, Louisiana. He's 6'3", 210 pounds, a junior. He is Colorado's all-time leading passer and 2nd in all-purpose yardage. We saw him play earlier this season against Nebraska. Had one of his poorer days, but said he was ready to bounce back today. Backs out of the eye this time. Salam again. Brought down at the line of scrimmage. A good surge that time on the right side by Fresno State. Gene Smith leading the way. Look at the backs of the receivers now for the Buffaloes. Salam, Charles Johnson, Michael Westbrook, maybe the best pair of receivers in the country. Christian Fourier, very much underrated at tight end, along with Sean Embry. On the offensive line, Birdie, Irwin, Stoltenberg, Naoli, and Derek West.
Interesting little twist as you look at that starting lineup, though. Sean Embry wasn't in there. They had Salam and Hill. Hill jumped in the place of Embry. So it was a 1 tight end set. Little change up for the Buffaloes.
One thing we haven't mentioned, Tim, is that Fresno State has had some trouble in the past stopping the option. 2 tight ends in this time for the Buffaloes. Stewart passing. Ruled complete at the 42. That's Christian Fourier, the tight end I was just talking about. 6'4", 235 pounds, tackled by Gene Smith.
I think Christian Fourier is the best tight end I saw all year. You mentioned his size. He's 6'4", 235. He's just a junior. He had 30 receptions. Struggled a little bit in the midseason with a bad groin pull, but I'm telling you, he blocks well, he catches well, and runs extremely well for that size.
Yeah, Tim, a lot of his yardage will come after he catches the ball sometimes.
Colorado already given a bench warning for being outside of the team area.
Salam on 1st down, a gaping hole over the right side, and he's down to the 31-yard line. Let's take a look at the Fresno State defensive lineup. Up front, it's Chris Rockwell, Demetrius Edwards, and Brad Bell. Linebackers Smith, Deshay, Peters, and Papazian, the leading tackler. And in the secondary, a very good secondary, covering man-to-man. Burton and Jones on the corners, Watson and Thomas inside.
Those will be the guys to watch to the corners, Burton and Jones, because I think they're going to blitz a little bit. They're going to put some pressure, maybe load up 8-man front like they're doing here. And, well, actually, now they back off at a pass coverage. 1st down.
Look at the offset eye here for Colorado. Hill in the backfield with Salam. Play action. Stewart is dangerous in the open field, and he shows you right there. Out of bounds at the 13. Cordell Stewart rushed for 524 yards this year, and he tacks on some more to that total right there. 19 to be exact.
When you play against a guy like this, you have to be contained conscious. Somebody's got to have blood control, keep the outside leverage. Obviously, they don't here. You can see everybody on the right side there gets caught inside, and Cordell gets the corner. There is no way that should happen.
The nose of the ball on the 11-yard line. This is Colorado's opening drive in the ball game after recovering the fumble. Westbrook and Johnson split to the bottom of the field. They option it to the short side. Stewart run out of bounds at the 9-yard line by Gene Smith, number 13.
No, it was played well. See, Gene Smith had the responsibility of taking the cornerback, or the quarterback rather, and then they had the DB come up on the pitch man, so everybody was covered. Cordell did the only thing he could do is just try to get a couple of yards out of it.
Colorado has been very efficient in the red zone in 1993.
83% is not bad, but look, the most important thing about that, the 28 touchdowns, the majority of them.
Hill and Salam out of the eye. Westbrook split wide. They hand it off to Salam, trying to get to the corner. Cuts it inside and is down to the 2-yard line. Chris Rockwell finally making the tackle. Colorado is inside the 5.
Right now, Colorado just using its big, strong line to open up holes or overpowering a smaller Fresno State team. Fresno State has to move. They've got to give Cordell Stewart bad reads. They've got to slant. They've got to stem because they have to do this finesse-wise. They're not going to overpower a bigger, stronger Colorado team. They're outmanned. They're overmatched. They have to do it with quickness, and so far, they're being manhandled.
Right to T.J. Cunningham checking into the game. The backside of the eye again. It's Hill and Salam. 2 tight end formation. Salam. Touchdown, Buffaloes. Rashawn Salam puts Colorado up 6-0.
Salam played 8-man football in high school, was a first-team All-American. We saw him. He had 165 yards against Nebraska. Outstanding player.
Pittsburgher in for the extra point, and it's good. Nothing pretty about that opening drive, just straight ahead, strong running, and Rashawn Salam puts the Buffaloes up on Christmas Day. Stay with us.
25 years the club's been taking this vacation. Maybe it should have been 24.
Welcome to Dollar. Something in a full size?
As long as there's room for my hog.
For as much room as you need. Rent from Dollar. They're right on the airport, right on the money.
All right, everybody, hands on the wheel at 10 and
Call your travel agent or 1-800-800-4000.
After most meals and snacks, plaque pH can fall to levels where acid starts attacking teeth. These attacks can last up to 2 hours, increasing the risk of damage to your tooth enamel. That's when chewing extra sugar-free gum can help. When you chew for 20 minutes, the chewing action produces and distributes more of your mouth's natural defense, saliva, which helps neutralize acid within minutes. So in addition to regular dental care, after eating, chew Wrigley's extra sugar-free gum, because chewing helps nature fight the acid attack.
Now, to each man who shaves, there's an edge all his own. Only Edge Gel has 8 custom formulas to fit every shaving need. From tough beards to sensitive skin. For a close, comfortable shave, get an edge of your own. Edge Gel, skincare for men. Ultimate closeness, ultimate comfort. That's the edge.
The challenge is set.
We are going to win. Oh, the boys are going to win. They're young boys. He said we were going to win. I got to go with him.
The Wendy's 3-Tour Challenge on ABC.
Everybody wants to be an entertainer, huh? Malcolm Seabron back deep to receive the kickoff. Seabron has been banged up during the course of the year, missed a few games. He's healthy for this one.
You know, in the last 16 games, Colorado has scored first. When they do, they're 15-0-1.
Berger's kip deep into the end zone. Seabron thinks about it. And we'll take it on the 20-yard line. Downstairs to Jack Arute. Jack, what's up?
Well, Mark, FSU's head coach Jim Sweeney has got 29 years of head coaching experience. And when we asked him who he tried to pattern himself after, he said it was after the late, great Bear Bryant. But he says this year he quit 2 daily routines that he learned from Bryant. One was taking naps. He says, I don't need to. I feel re-energized. But the more important one was he says he quit coaching from the tower. This year he gets down in the field. He works throughout practice. In fact, he uses a golf cart. He wreaks havoc down in the field. In fact, they had to actually rent a golf cart over here for practices.
He is not short on energy, like he said, Jack, that's for sure. Dilfer hands it off on first down to Ron Rivers. Rivers out to the 22 where he's gang tackled by a host of Colorado players led by Ron Woolford.
Boy, Darius Holland, number 93, gave him a workout, too.
Colorado, number 56, Ron Woolford.
Right now, Dilfer 3 for 4, 44 yards, but he had that big fumble. But he kept the ball out there in front of Hudson on the safety blitz, and Hudson took it away from him, and Colorado made him pay, scored right away.
Up to that point, though, Tim, they were moving the ball efficiently, though.
The least points that Fresno State has scored in a game this year, 28. So you know, or you fully expect them to score a lot of points.
Dilfer play action on 2nd and 8. Completes it to Malcolm Seabron at the 35 and a first down for the Bulldogs. Ran a nice pattern, got open and picked up 14 yards. He was tackled by number 20, Kenny Wilkins, and Eric Mitchell.
FSU came into this ball game telling Dilfer we're going to work on that secondary. Collier's not here. Davis is not here. Hudson's not feeling well. We're going to test some of these guys, Enriquez and Wilkins and Simmons. We're going to test them. We're going to see how good they are. They haven't gotten all the reps, all the playing time they should have this year because of the other guys. So now they're finding the dead spots, where the air is in that secondary.
Nose of the ball just crossing the 35-yard line. 7:56 to play in the first quarter. The Buffaloes lead 7-0. Dilfer over the middle to Dunn. Juggles it, hangs onto it, and is down at the 41-yard line. Tackled by Sam Rogers.
Well, I'll tell you something, Mark, they are moving it. Right here at the 2-deep zone under. Well, Dilfer reads that and goes underneath, finds his man, but this is an outstanding catch by Dunn. Look at the concentration to come back for the football.
David Dunn out of Sacramento, California. You can't miss him on the field. He's the guy with the long ponytail out the back of his helmet.
Number 3 offense in the nation. 533 yards a game and 40 points.
2nd down and 4. A little waggle here. Complete to David Dunn. David Dunn seeing a lot of action here.
That's his 4th reception.
Well, Monday night, it's a rematch of last year's AFC divisional playoffs. The Miami Dolphins, battling for a spot in the postseason playoff pool, invade San Diego to take on the Chargers. Line at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ABC's Monday Night Football.
Dolphins were rolling along even without Marino.
Scott Mitchell was doing the job.
Well, then they stumbled a little bit. They wanted that title instead of Buffalo.
Ball at the 48 for Fresno State. A blitz by Sam Rogers. Dilfer gets rid of it and wisely throws it out of bounds. Rogers with the blitz and the pressure. He was selected the defensive MVP for Colorado.
277 passes without an interception. I thought he was going to get one here only because once he got locked up right here by Rogers, look, he just throws it up for grabs, just threw it barely enough to get it out of bounds.
It'll be 2nd down and 10 for Fresno State. Dilfer, we mentioned, struggled with the flu in the course of the week.
Lots of Colorado players had that.
Inside to Jamie Christian, seeing his first play of the afternoon. Number 31. He's the nephew of Dennis Erickson, the head coach at Miami. Tackled by Maurice Enriquez.
43-yard line. Pick up a 6 on the side.
That sets up 3rd down and 4. Christian is the guy they figure will give them much better blocking from that fullback spot. Christian out of the eye. Out of the backfield. Overthrown. He tried to find Anthony Daigle, and it's incomplete, setting up 3rd down at the board.
Well, he had to throw it high. Rogers was coming, and he's 6'3", got his hands up high and actually jumped, and Dilfer had to throw over him.
Let me scratch that. It's 4th down, and the Bulldogs will punt.
You know, Fresno State has punted just 29 times this year. That's it.
And into punt is Derek Mahoney from Fountain Valley, California, a 4-year starter. Standing on his own 10 is Chris Hudson for Colorado. Mahoney hangs it up high. This will land inside the 10. Can they down it? Well, it bounces back the wrong way for Fresno State, and it's down to the 16-yard line. Come on, it's more exciting than that. 7-0, the Buffaloes lead.
Excuse me, could you tell me how to get to Bakersville?
Sure. You take this road to Highway 24 north, then you pick up M34 east, you follow it around the foothills to I-14 south, and you take exit 27B, follow the signs, and you're there.
Thanks.
You bet.
Excuse me, can you tell me how to get to Bakersville?
Sure. Head right over those mountains.
Great, thanks.
Today, a woman needs a life insurance plan of her own.
State Farm sells life insurance from an agent who's there for you today and there tomorrow, too. You see, we start you out right with a plan specifically designed for a woman's needs. One that protects the people who count on you for so very much. And the State Farm agent will be there tomorrow, too, as your life changes, to keep that plan working for the people you love.
State Farm sells life insurance.
Hi, this is Jim and June Sweeney from Fresno State University on the beach at Waikiki with our family. And we'd like to wish Bulldog families every place a bright and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Mele Kaliki Maka. Hey, Bulldogs!
Doesn't spend all his time on the football field. That's a big family, I'm telling you. He recruited half those people to come over here.
I hope he's not beating all those mouths.
What a terrific guy and a nice family.
And time for him to come up with a little bit of strategy to slow down Colorado offensively. Michael Westbrook in motion to the top of your screen. They hand it off to Salam. But a lot of success on that opening drive. He runs this one out to the 25-yard line. Tackled by Ron Papazian, the team's leading tackler for Fresno State.
I'm going to tell you right now, unless something changes, FSU is not going to be able to stop Colorado. That offensive line is just blowing Fresno State out of there. That time they pulled the guard, they ran a little counter, and they only just took his guy about 10 yards back downfield. Just blew him out.
Colorado first in total offense in the Big 8. And look at that discrepancy in rushing yardage so far. Salam and Hill in the backfield out of the offset eye. Play action, Stewart. Good ball handling. He has Charles Johnson. And the safety comes over to break it up nicely.
Lance Thomas almost had the interception, got a hand on it. And even after he fell, the ball came down to his chest, and he almost had it. First of all, watch Cordell Stewart and the way he handles the football. They call this the king set. Now watch this. Here's the fake to Salam. Now look, the ball's still right down on his hip, and he's throwing it up deep. Now, watch Lance Thomas, number 30, get a hand on it, fall, still have a chance at the interception he thinks he probably should have. Look at this. This is tremendous faking ability by Cordell Stewart. And he's in no hurry.
Cordell, you can see right there, wearing a protective bit of padding on his left wrist. He had surgery on that earlier in the year. Salam on the run, trying the left side. And he's tackled at the 28-yard line by Sam Watson, number 7. Watson out of Los Angeles, California.
He's a transfer from right here at the University of Hawaii, and there's a look at that wrist padding on Cordell Stewart.
Heard that after the Missouri game, got the cast on. I said, Cordell, how can you wear a cast? He said, well, I'll wear a glove. And I put the little white Band-Aid around it, kind of lock that thing in. Nobody even knows there's a cast under there. Says it doesn't bother him either.
2 tight ends in. Salam again, and another gaping hole. Rashawn Salam, the first-team All-Big Ten running back, picks up 23 yards before finally being brought down by Jones and Thomas.
Opening up gaping holes right now. It is a total mismatch. This is all Colorado. Look at this now. First of all, look at the hole he's going through. The little cut to the right. Huge hole. Then he gets into the secondary. Now he's going to use that 210 pounds against these secondary guys. First he goes up against Thomas, who's 180. Then he gets some help over there from Jones, who's 170. And he picks up the big yardage. Well, he now has 8 carries, 61 yards.
Salam's father played in the old American Football League.
Harold Washington. Now it's Sultan Salam.
Stewart to Bass. Brings it down, and then he tried to find Fourier. Pump faked, and Fourier started to go upfield, so they got cross signals, and it's incomplete. Nice crowd on hand here this afternoon.
Cordell Stewart just 1 for 3, 5 yards, but so far Colorado has not had to throw. If anything, it's just an attention getter to let Fresno State say, hey, we're going to throw it every once in a while. But right now they're just running, and it's been a mismatch.
Well, running is still very much the identity of the Big 8 Conference.
This is not a surprise for the defensive coordinators and defensive coaches at FSU. They knew that they were overmatched, so they were going to try to stem and slant and try to finesse them and use their quickness.
Salam running again, picks up a chunk of 4 that time up the middle. Little dive play and some extracurricular activity, and Cordell Stewart is down back at the 42-yard line. He's not getting up.
There's a flag there too, Mark, and it's going to be against Fresno State.
For Colorado's sake, you'd hope that he can continue because he's extremely talented and a big part of their offense.
Let's take a look at it now. Here it is, the handoff to Salam. The ball is well gone now, and here comes the hit. The good news is it's high enough where it's not going to affect his legs. Bad news is they're still working on him. I hope it's just the wind knocked out of him. There's Statmeyer. He's the guy that made the hit, the late hit. The flag was thrown on him.
Stoutmeyer did a good job filling in for Sam Watson earlier in the season, and he pushed Watson in order to get his job back.
Let me tell you something about Stoutmeyer. Guy is young. He's a good active safety. He bench presses 400 pounds. He's got a 41-inch vertical leap, and he's got 4.4 speed.
So it's a personal foul. And you're looking at the backup quarterback, Vance Joseph, whose brother, Mickey Joseph, played at Nebraska a few years back.
Yeah, but Cordell's okay. Cordell there walking off the field. He went and slapped a couple of guys and told them, let's go. He's got to come out for a play.
Hey, Tim, notice the haircut? Cordell Stewart, I'm told, the team barber. Very talented, too. But I hear there's a 3-month waiting list to get in the chair. Vance Joseph in for a play now. The nose of the ball on the 30-yard line.
Look on Joseph. He's thrown 61 passes. He has not thrown an INT. No interceptions.
2 tight ends set. Joseph on the option. Keeps it himself. He wiggles his way down to the 27-yard line. Tackled by Chris Peters, a 6'1", 225-pound senior. Vance Joseph also from Marrero, Louisiana, the same hometown as Cordell Stewart.
Yeah, but he'll go out now, and Stewart will come back in. When a player gets hurt, he has to go out for a play. Then they bring him back in. Cordell back in the ball game now.
Vance Joseph getting on the stat sheet, picking up 5 yards, making it 2nd down and 5. 2 tight end set, single back. Stewart on the option. And Tim, that time it appeared that Fresno State read it well. They had good numbers on that side of the field.
Well, they sure did. Chris Peters came up and he had the quarterback. They were using Watson on the pitch man. Peters actually strung it out, and it was Watson that made the tackle.
Sam
You know, the battle cry for FSU coming into this game, no dogs down and swarm to the ball. That was it. So far, the offensive line of Colorado, I mean, smash mouth football.
Lots of muscle up front. Purdy, Irwin, Stoltenberg, Anderson, and West.
This will be 3rd down, and so far CU 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions.
And a whistle down on the field, a timeout taken by the Buffaloes. And we'll take a timeout too. When we come back, it'll be 3rd and 4. The Buffaloes lead by a converted touchdown.
The warmest aloha from the Sheraton hotels that call Waikiki Beach home. The Sheraton Waikiki, the Royal Hawaiian, the Sheraton Moana Surfrider, the Sheraton Princess Kaiulani. Let Sheraton turn the world's most famous beach into your own tropical paradise. Come, celebrate aloha with Sheraton. For reservations, call 800-325-3535.
An international business class ticket, an international business class seat. So what's the difference? Continental's Business First. For the price of business class, you can enjoy the comfort of a sleeper seat and the service of first class. That's the difference.
Enemy in the open. If the communications data isn't programmed right, 5,000 troops could be cut off.
Enemy forces gunner.
But I'd never let that happen to my brigade.
To help relieve your heartburn and give you something your body needs anyway, Tums has calcium.
What does my original Rolaids have?
And aluminum salt.
I think I'll try the calcium. The Tums.
Calcium-rich Tums.
When it comes to tough hand tools, we're making a name for ourselves because they're made with a full lifetime warranty. That's ACE, the name to know for hand tools.
Welcome back to Honolulu, and that is the universal sign here in Hawaii. Hanging loose, St. Nick. Downstairs now to Jackaroo. Jack, what's up?
Well, Mark, the reason that Coach Bill McCartney had to call that timeout is there was only 2 seconds left on the play clock. He brought Cordell Stewart over to the sidelines and had to point out where the play clock is in the north end zone. Cordell wasn't aware that it was there.
Right below that Jeep. Tough finding parking around the stadium here.
Well, at least that one's over the tunnel. See, he has good vision of that one right through the goalpost. On the other side of the stadium, it's actually a lot lower. It's almost down on the field, and that is even more difficult for Dilfer to see. We were talking about that at practice the other day. Look at this one. This one's almost down on the field, and so you're coming that way. It's more difficult to see behind all those people.
Okay, out of the offset eye, Hill and Salam. Stewart can't get rid of it, and he's sacked. And they won't have the first down. He's tackled at the 27-yard line.
Oh, great pursuit that time by Brad Bell, 54 for Fresno State.
Demetrius Edwards also sharing the tackle.
Those guys made the tackle, but I'll tell you, the play was made by Bell. He got great penetration, actually forced Cordell out of there. They need more of that. Here's a guy that has 9 sacks and 10 hurries. Give him another hurry right there.
In comes Mitch Berger now from Colorado, attempting a 44-yard field goal. He's 13 of 19 on the year, and he has a very strong leg. And he proves it. Berger from North Delta, British Columbia, makes it 10-0 for Colorado.
It's all right, Mark. That was a pretty good defensive stand by FSU. They held them once they got down across that line, that midfield stripe. It was almost as if Fresno State got a little bit tougher, started reading things a little bit better. Maybe they weren't awed by the big name of Colorado anymore. Held them to 3 points.
You know, Bill McCartney talked about when they got down near Fresno State's end zone that they had to score touchdowns and not field goals. You would think that it wouldn't be that much of a concern, Tim, because of the fact that they've moved the ball fairly well here.
Well, they have, but they've come away with no points. See, that's big. Dilfer has moved the ball, but once they get down near midfield, they've given it up once on a turnover, then they gave it up on downs. They don't punt very much. We talked about that. Only 29 all year because they normally score. So far, FSU with no points on the board. That's got to change if they're going to hang in this thing.
Malcolm Sebron standing on his own goal line, ready for the kick from Mitch Berger. Berger now 14 of 20 on the season. 4:48 remaining here in the first quarter. It's 10-0. Colorado leads Fresno State. Another kickoff for Berger goes deep into the end zone, and Sebring takes the touchback. New Year's Day, it's a college football bowl triple header here on ABC Sports. First, Penn State tackles Tennessee in the Comp USA Florida Citrus Bowl. Then in the Rose Bowl, Wisconsin makes its first trip to Pasadena in 31 years when they battle UCLA. And undefeated West Virginia stakes its claim to the national championship when they meet Florida in the USF&G Insurance Sugar Bowl. All New Year's Day right here on ABC Sports. Tim, you and I will be down in the Citrus Bowl, the CompUSA Florida Citrus Bowl.
I really believe, Mark, that'll be one of the better football games of the day, Tennessee and Penn State.
Keith Schuler, the second-team All-American quarterback, the third-team All-American quarterback right here this afternoon at Trent Dilfer. They trail, though, 10-0. He completes the pass again. Who else? David Dunn with a first down out to the 36-yard line. A pickup of 16. He's tackled by Enriquez.
Dilfer now 7 for 10. Say, he came out of the tight end spot that time. We told you injuries have really cut out that spot. Frank Mills, he's been out since September at tight end for Fresno State. Then Jeff Arnold got hurt. He had some disc problems in his back. Koenig comes in. He got hurt before they left for the bowl. And so now they moved Dunn, who's a wide receiver, into that tight end spot. They're just using him as a receiver, but he's getting lost in the middle and making all these catches. There are the numbers we talked about with Dilfer, 7 for 10, 89 yards.
Now 281 attempts without an interception. They run it on first down out to the 36. That was Anthony Daigle, who may have been lucky to pick up 1 yard. Tackled by Kerry Hicks, the nose guard.
Number 94, nose tackle, Kerry Hicks with the stop.
Daigle is first in career rushing touchdowns at Fresno State. He had 34 coming into this game this afternoon.
Yeah, certainly with Rivers, I think they make up one of the best 1-2 punches in college football. Over 5,000 career yards. But now Rivers comes back in and Daigle goes out. You only see those two together if they're in a split-back situation.
That's Shannon Clavell for Colorado, who's favoring his right knee. He's pointing to it anyway.
Is he pointing to his knee, or is he having cramps in his calf?
He had his hand on his knee, and now he's up and walking.
I tell you, the heat has been a problem here. Both teams have talked about it. Fresno State didn't even practice here. They practiced on grass most of the week. Colorado came in, practiced here, but Coach McCartney said he had to give them 5-minute breaks several times because of the heat.
Yeah, the first day here, McCartney said that the heat wouldn't be a problem because, hey, he says, we train at altitude. We work out at altitude. But after the second day of workouts, he said, yeah, it's definitely going to be a factor. Split backs now for the Bulldogs. Jones in motion. Dilfer gets the pass off. Intended for Sebring and closely covered that time. And it's incomplete.
Dalton Simmons was the guy who was covering, did a great job. Crowd for Colorado, for Fresno State, wanted pass interference, no flags. Even Coach Sweeney's going down, asking the back judge, saying, hey, come on, you got to call that. They're bumping and grinding. Here's the pressure, first of all, but Dilfer still gets off a nice pass. You see the push right here by Simmons, number 7. They're saying he actually pulled him down. I don't think so. There sure is a lot of pushing and shoving. Well, he did pull him down, had his hand on his right shoulder.
It appeared that he tripped to me.
Well, I don't think the ball was catchable. It was out of bounds, but Sweeney thought it was, and he wanted the flag thrown. I think there's a little bit of frustration right now. FSU has only allowed 41 first-quarter points all year, and they've given up 10 already.
28 seconds to go in the first quarter. A whistle on the field.
They don't play clock. I think it expired. Should be delay of game.
Dead ball, delay of game on the offense. Repeat, third down.
Our head referee, Pat Flood, and all Pac-10 conference crew this afternoon. And they are assigned by the NCAA.
That's a long way for Dilfer to look to find that play clock. And besides that, it's behind a bunch of cheerleaders. That'll be the halftime show. Pull that back now, and this is Dilfer's view. This is what he's looking for. See, that's difficult to see through all those people down to that low play clock.
Rivers the single back, 3 wide receivers, and he hits Charlie Jones, the sophomore. Jones out to the 47-yard line, and he's near a first down, and yes, he has it. A pickup of 15 yards.
Got it by a couple of yards. He'll move the chains.
Dalton Simmons making the tackle.
That'll stop the clock with 17 seconds to go first quarter as they move the chains.
Jones out of Lemoore, California, came in with 41 receptions for a team-high 813 yards.
Before he's pulled down by number 45, Maurice Henriquez.
When Sebron was injured, Jones came in and did an outstanding job this year.
Clavel comes back in. I think it was just cramps from the heat and the hard surface of the field.
Well, the first quarter of play is in the books in the 1993 edition of the Jeep Eagle Aloha Bowl. Colorado cheerleaders enjoying it. 10-0, of course. Their team's up.
You don't stop playing baseball after 27 years and then just sit around. Over my career, I developed habits that keep me in shape. Regular workouts will always be a part of my life. And when I get sore, I take Advil. It's strong, it works, and I know it helps. And Advil's gentler on my stomach than aspirin. I know if I keep working out, I'll stay in shape. And when I get sore, Advil will keep working for me. Advil, advanced medicine for pain.
Excuse me, you're kind of in charge of stocking stuff around here?
Yes, sir.
I noticed you stock a lot of stuff on the bottom shelves, like you stock Duracell batteries in the top shelf, and you stock the other batteries in the bottom shelf. Is there a reason for that?
Well, Duracell is a better seller brand.
Are you using Duracell batteries in the gizmo there?
Yes.
Seriously?
Yes.
Can you show us?
I can't open it because
you can't open
I'll lose the program.
You lose the whole program?
Yeah.
Okay, but we'll take your word for it as a grocer.
Duracell. No other battery lasts longer. Maybe the butcher knows why.
At Compaq, we realized that buying a computer raises a lot of questions. So we came up with the answer, Compaq Presario. Powerful computers that come preloaded with software that can correct your spelling or balance your checkbook. In fact, the Compaq Presario can even answer your computing questions. Oh, and if you happen to have a phone, it can answer that too.
Hi, we can't answer the computer right now. Please leave a message.
The new Presario from Compaq.
As soon as a State Farm customer calls with a claim, I'm right on the phone to our claim center.
We work as partners. Nancy gives me the information, then I contact our customer.
We've settled hundreds of claims together. John's attitude is...
You got to be quick, and you've got to be fair.
Quick and fair.
At State Farm, teamwork is what it's all about.
We make a great team. And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Well, if you're looking for a postcard beauty shot, none better than that one right there. Look at those clear, beautiful waters of Waikiki Beach.
That's our neighborhood. We spent the last week right there.
There's a look at the Sheraton Waikiki and the Royal Hawaiian in the background.
Mark, the word from Colorado's sideline is that Shannon Clavel did have a slight twist of his knee. Of course, we saw him come back into the ball game, so he is okay.
First down and 10, Tim, for Fresno State after that catch by Charlie Jones. Inside handoff. Stopped up for a gain of about 2 yards. That was Ron Rivers. Rivers, the all-time rushing leader at Fresno State. Kind of short and compact, but low center of gravity.
You want to tell how good he is? Rivers dethroned Marshall Falk as the WAC rushing champion this year. Take a look at the first quarter stats. You'll see that total yards, Fresno State has 104 to 95. But they haven't been able to hold the ball. All rushing yards, 90 by Colorado, and that has melted the clock. They've got 10 points on the board, and they've dominated pretty much the first quarter.
And one turnover by Fresno State leading to the Colorado touchdown. Second down and 9, just underway here in the second quarter. Rivers in motion. Dilfer to Dunn, complete. Dunn coughs it up. It's loose. Colorado has the ball. Chris Hudson again. That has got to be deflating for Trent Dilfer and Fresno State.
I don't think there's any question about it. This is a club that came into this game with only 15 giveaways this year. Fresno State protects the ball well. They had only 5 interceptions, 10 fumbles all year. They've got 2 fumbles already here in this first half. This is a nice play. Look at Dunn. Not only that, but he reads and he cuts back in. He loses the ball, though. Here comes the defenders. They slide by him, but it'll be Wilkins who comes from behind. Now watch his right hand just rake it out of there. Ball's loose now. Dunn can't get back to it. They keep him on the ground. Here comes pursuit. Colorado gets it. Turnover number 2. And once again, a squandered opportunity. And Dilfer's upset. Probably should be.
He's an emotional guy, Trent Dilfer. He wears his emotions on his sleeve. He'll show them. We have a Fresno State player being helped off the field back at the 41-yard line.
Ron Collins. You know, we talked about how this offensive line stayed relatively injury-free all year and played together, and he's coming out now and is struggling to get to the sidelines.
Collins, one of those leaders up front.
He's going to the Hula Bowl. He'll be back here in a couple weeks.
I want to think about taking up residence in Hawaii, huh?
Jim Sweeney's got to talk to his guys and tell them to maintain their composure. They have been able to move the football. They just have to hold on to it.
All right, we get a look at Lamont Warren now, the tailback out of the eye. He's joined by James Hill, who shifts into the offset eye position. This is Warren out of Los Angeles, California. And he's tackled at the 12-yard line. Downstairs to Jackaroo.
Mark, you must be clairvoyant, because that's exactly what Trent Dilfer just did just moments ago. He walked up to his receiving core and he said, look, don't worry about that. All we're going to have to do is make a lot more catches.
Hey, Jack, Mark's a lot of things, but I've never heard him called clairvoyant.
Is that like prolific? We had a lot of jokes about prolific this week.
I saw us out in Waikiki Beach swimming, too. Neither one of us were clairvoyant.
We'll get to that prolific story after this play. Stewart hands it off to Warren again. Tries the middle, running over his center, and he has about 3 yards, tackled by Gene Smith. You know, earlier in the week, Bill McCartney talked about that Fresno State offense being prolific, and it became the running joke because Coach Sweeney didn't know what prolific meant. And then at the banquet a couple of days ago, McCartney said, well, Coach Sweeney, when you look at and count the number of candles on your birthday cake, that's what prolific means.
Prolific. He says, how can you call me prolific? What's that mean?
Coach McCartney said that Coach Sweeney actually fought in World War I.
We've had a lot of fun this week.
And Stewart is going to talk it over with his head coach. Under cloudy skies in Honolulu at Aloha Stadium, the Buffaloes lead by 10.
The whole idea of saving for retirement is to get ahead. But if your IRA has annual fees and mutual fund sales charges, it can set you back from the start. To make all your money work for you, put it into a Schwab no annual fee IRA. You can choose from over 200 no-load mutual funds and pay no sales charges. And this performance guide is yours free when you open an account. So to make all your IRA money work for you,
maybe it's time to come to Schwab.
1874, the first transatlantic cable connecting Ireland and America. It was made by Siemens. That was then. This is now. Today, Siemens makes telephone switches that handle 1 million calls an hour or billions of bits of data per second on a single phone line. Siemens companies are designing telecommunication solutions to make businesses more efficient today and more competitive tomorrow. Siemens, precision thinking.
Imagination can take your mind to incredible places. For about $17,900, Jeep Cherokee Sport will make sure the rest of you gets there too.
The Wisconsin Badgers make their first trip to Pasadena in 31 years when they battle the Bruins of UCLA in the Rose Bowl, New Year's Day on ABC Sports.
Back at Aloha Stadium, we look at the Fresno State contingent. Quite a few of them made the trip from Fresno, California, here to Honolulu. Their 5th bowl game in 6 years. 3rd down for Colorado. Stewart's going to pass. And he finds his tight end, Christian Fourier, for the first down out at the 33-yard line. A big target and soft hands. A pickup of 14 yards.
Look at him smiling. There's a guy that just enjoys playing football.